Hello, this is Mark Taylor and welcome back to the Learning on Fire podcast. This is our first episode of 2020 and I just wanted to apologise first of all for having not released an episode before that, but also to give you a few insights into where we are and what we're going to be doing moving forward. Christmas was an absolutely hectic time for me with my performing career and my teaching, started a new job at a new school, and also getting a lot of feedback about how the Education on Fire podcast network, as it was in 2019, was beginning to work, because we had 3 shows going on. We had this podcast here, the Learning on Fire podcast, where I was interviewing people living life on their terms and sharing their sort of education background and the resources and things that they did that's really inspired them to live life in the way that they wanted to. And we had Education on Fire, which was more geared towards teachers and sharing creative and inspiring things in our schools. And also I was producing a podcast for the National Association for Primary Education. And everything was getting a little bit mixed up and lots of people were asking me about what I was doing and it was all just a little bit kind of fragmented and really hard to explain. And I think that's kind of started to come across in some of the things that I was producing. So what I've decided to do is, having taken a step back and looked at all of these things, I'm going to bring everything back under one roof, and everything's going to be part of Education on Fire. The website is educationonfire.com. That's where you can find everything that you need to find. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be amalgamating, sort of bringing together the Learning on Fire principles of sharing these great resources and the great interviews that I've been doing here, and also putting them into Education on Fire. So we'll still be doing some stuff related to schools, but what I realised is the most important thing is it's actually about the children that we're supporting. It's about finding the essence of who we are, the stories of who all these people are that I've been interviewing, and how that's made them live the life that they are in a way that they're doing. And so I'm going to put the two things together. So if you'd like to carry on listening to some of the great interviews that I've been doing, because I'm still going to be producing interviews in the same way as I have been on the Learning on Fire podcast, but under that Education on Fire umbrella, then you can go and subscribe to that particular podcast. Just search for Education on Fire in any of the podcast apps that you have, or you can go straight to the website educationonfire.com and all the information and everything will be there exactly as it is. The National Association for Primary Education podcast will still be available, again, on any particular app that you use or platform that you use, and on the NAPE website, which is nape.org.uk. So we're keeping everything going. We're just slightly refocusing how we're going to be delivering it. So I'm really sorry that we haven't released anything here and kept the message going on here. That's completely my fault in terms of how everything was starting to spiral and just getting our head around exactly how we wanted that to move forward. And I think this is the clearest way of doing it, to take you on that journey back into Education on Fire so that we know exactly what we're all about. And then from there, I've already started talking about how we're going to start to create a community of people where we can support the children in our lives going forward with some of the resources that we've been talking about here, and actually bringing this idea of having a campfire where we've got a group of elders, a group of interviews, a group of content that we're going to be able to do, which I'm going to give you the chance to be part of, which you can then gift to the children in your life, whether it's your own children, your grandchildren, or maybe it's the pupils of your class. So do go and check out some of those latest episodes on the Education on Fire podcast, and the best way to do that is actually to go and just see some of the latest episodes. And actually the best ones for you to go and see are going back to see episode 121, where we talk about spark, a new dawn of what we're doing, and then 122 starts to talk about fanning the flames and how we're going to move those things forwards. And just subscribe to that particular Education on Fire podcast, and then we'll really be able to get back on track and start to produce this community, which I think is going to make a big difference in so many people's lives. So thanks very much for listening today, and as I said, sorry for not producing anything particularly on this channel, but we've just been working really hard to work out the best way to move everything forward and bring it under that Education on Fire roof. Thank you very much, and great for you to be listening on Education on Fire.